Today we are doing some more work on the Odroid H4 Ultra computer by extending the frame we started in the last video to accommodate 4 3.5-inch hard disk drives. Each drive will be 20 TB in size and form our new NAS computer. In the last video we added a Noctua slim fan above the CPU heatsink. This has now been supplemented with a 120mm 2000 RPM industrial Noctua fan to ensure adequate airflow through the frame. The Odroid motherboard is raised up on standoffs to ensure that there will be enough airflow over the SSD and memory board. When completed, there will be a polypropylene grille covering the front of the computer, with cutouts to allow access to the Ethernet, USB and video ports. So having fitted 2 of the hard disk drives into the frame, we now need to fit 2 more. Hard disks can be mounted in different orientations, and we've gone with a horizontal mounting as there's not quite enough room to do vertical. So the lower hard disk is going to be fitted to the base of the frame, and the top hard disk to the top of the frame. This gives a wide gap between drives to allow both cable runs and airflow. Using this kind of extruded aluminium frame for these prototypes does give a great deal of flexibility. And while you can purchase pre-built server-style cases reasonably cheaply, this approach does allow the frame to be easily broken down and recycled for a new systems frame at some point in the future. The frame parts that we're using come from MakerBeam, although other companies do similar 10mm cross-section extruded aluminium beams. I'll put links in the description below. The extruded aluminium beams benefit from a range of brackets and fitment options, and 3 lengths of connector bolts. This allows many different frame configurations to be supported. And that's the 3rd hard disk drive now in place. The 4th and final disk will be fitted above this. When all disk drives are in place, we will then need to run the SATA data and power cables to each drive from the Odroid motherboard. You can purchase both SATA data and power cables from Odroid. The SATA data cable is a standard one, although for this build we purchased longer 20cm SATA data cables. However, you will need the Odroid SATA power cable, as this is a mini 4-pin 2.54mm pitch to SATA 15-pin power connector. These, as supplied, are quite short, so I've purchased extender cables for the SATA power. So now that the data cables are all connected up, next is the SATA power cables. The connectors on the motherboard are in close proximity to each other, so take care when plugging everything in. So that's all 4 hard disk drives with both data and power connections completed. What remains to be done is possibly cooling for the hard disks. We have reasonable airflow through the case at the moment, with the extractor fan on top of the CPU heatsink and the extractor fan at the back of the case. I'd like to fit another one of these Noctua industrial 120mm fans behind the hard disks. This would allow airflow across the hard disks and save any probability of them overheating. As we will have effectively 3 fans connected to the Odroid motherboard, we need to put a fan splitter in place, as there is only one connector on the motherboard. To allow airflow over the hard disk drives, we'll fit a perforated polypropylene grille to the front of the case, as we have done in several previous builds. as well as fitting another fan at the rear of the frame to cool the hard disks. In the next video, we will set up the hard disks in Windows 11 and do some more comparison tests between this NAS and one of the NAS systems based on an Odroid H3 However, that's it for today. Thank you for watching.